Before you go too far, we've experienced help from Alex a number of times.
Oh,
I just propose a round of applause.
oh, yes. I'm blessed to have it.
He told me to buy me a cup of coffee.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Just as a reintroduction for the recording, I'm John Klimzak. I'm the program administrator of the hybrid programming program of the Eastham Council on Aging. Basically, what we do here is trying to bring technology to the clientele through Zoom presentations as well as technical items, which many of you know Alex through. He has taught and talked about artificial intelligence and also offered technical support. So that's one thing you can do. You can schedule technical support with us and we can come to your house and then help you out that way. But today, in my presentation, we're going to be talking about the Amazon Alexa app. Oh, you hear it in the background. It's a helpful tool for the future. Just a show of hands, how many people know what Alexa is? Okay, good. Just about all. Has anybody used it? Okay, fantastic. It's very, basically, it's an artificial intelligence application that interprets what you say, and it does research because it determines what you are asking it, and it figures out quick answers to your answer, and then talks to you, just like a very nice person. Very polite, very, very factual, but like anything else, it might find some fake news, for instance. It's just finding what is out on the internet. So you have to take whatever it says with a grain of salt. It is smart in terms of organizing and finding things, but it's not any smarter than any of us in the final analysis.
I have a quick question. I have the innate ability to buy the wrong thing. I bought Google Home a long time ago.
Okay.
I use it and I know it works similar to Alexa, but I was wondering if you could comment on, you know, the differences between Google Home and some of the other devices and Alexa, because Alexa seems to be in the lead.
Yes. Well, I unfortunately cannot comment specifically on Google Home, but there are other competing activities or applications. Siri is another one. Siri is an Apple product. It does the same type of thing, but Google has the benefit of being able to utilize all its Google things, like Google Maps. There's a lot of other Google apps. I can certainly follow up and see after the fact the pros and cons. I only know about Alexa because that's what I use. Alexa is largely, it's from Amazon. And you've all heard of Amazon. It's a company that sells a lot of different items, but it also produces items. So you can order, one of the big reasons that Amazon liked it is that you could order things from Amazon very easy just by talking to the thing. Saying, at my account, and it keys in on if you say the first name of that lady. So the minute you say that, the unit listens for it and then it responds. So I'm gonna keep for saying it until I want to say it. Because it's listening to us right now. Matter of fact, it's right here. Okay, this is an app. This is my tablet called the Fire tablet from Amazon. But you can get an Android tablet, you can get an iPad and run the app on it. Now, one of the things that you should know is that Alexa comes with this thing called an Echo too. This is an Echo. This is a unit that someone can get for the benefit of Stephanie. You can buy this. Alexa's built into this. It has a microphone and a speaker. They come in like little puck sizes, little small ones, and you can put it in your house and you can just say something to it, starting with its name, and then it'll answer it, you know, universally. So that's the benefit of it. It's scary because it's listening 100% of the time, but they assure us, and I tend, because of the people who use it, I'm pretty sure that they're not doing anything illicit intentionally. But just like any other computing device, it could be hacked That's why you always have to be ultra sensitive, but if you keep it within, you know, just the basic stuff, it should be a problem. It's not going to invalidate you and steal your identity, nothing like
How
that.
does that device operate other things within your home, like your lights? Is there a
Yes.
module or?
Yep, I'll get that.
Okay.
Because let me do the presentation, and then we can play around with this. So this is one unit that has her in, but my app is in, and that's the active one, because I want my app to answer me as opposed to this one.
And there's no way to turn that off?
Oh, yeah, I just did, I
Oh,
unplugged it.
or you unplug it?
And you can turn it off here
Oh, I
too.
see. Okay, so you can turn it
Yeah,
off.
yes, you definitely can turn it off. It's just like an appliance. But, so let me just go through the presentation really quick. And Stephanie online, if you have a question, just interrupt us and then we can answer it from afar. Okay, so, it's a helpful tool for the future. And then you might want to see what is it. So I have a little video here that will help you see it.
When I first arrived from Amazon, I didn't know what it was. What is it?
You'll see
Is it for me?
it's for everyone. It's called Amazon Echo.
How's it going?
I'm just finishing up right now.
Is it on?
Oh, it's always on.
Can it hear me right now?
No, it only hears you when you use the wake word we chose. Alexa,
Well, what does it do?
Alexa, what do you do?
I can play music, answer questions, get the news and weather, create to-do lists, and much more.
Awesome. Alexa, play rock music.
Rock music.
Alexa, stop.
We are. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 3:27.
You actually don't have to yell at it. Okay, it uses far field technology, so it can hear you from anywhere in the room.
So it can just hear you anywhere?
Yes, well, everyone can hear you anyway.
Oh, is that where we're gonna put it?
I was thinking of putting it there, but it works anywhere.
Echo is pretty neat because it knows all sorts of things. All you have to do is ask.
Alexa, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest's height is 29,029 feet, 8,848 meters.
So much, it's so small.
It updates using the cloud. That's also how it gets its answers.
Just read that off the box, huh? Dad really likes that Echo just plugs in, so we never have to charge it. Plus, Echo's really good at keeping track of things like shopping and to-do lists.
Okay, but Alexa, add wrapping paper to the shopping list.
I put wrapping paper on your shopping list.
Alexa, how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon?
1 tablespoon equals 3 teaspoons.
Okay. Alexa, set a timer for 8 minutes.
8 minutes, starting now.
Dad's not a morning person, but Echo definitely helps him wake up.
Alexa, alarm off.
You gotta get up.
It's Saturday.
Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Thursday, November 13th.
I'm up. Alexa, give me my flash news briefing.
Here's your flash briefing.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi Singh.
What did the dog say after a long day of work?
What?
Today was rough. Get it? Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Another one. Alexa, tell me another joke.
I wondered why the baseball was getting bigger, and then it hit me.
Sometimes Echo helps out when you least expect it.
Hey, Dad, how do you spell cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe. C-A-N-T. Alexa, how do you spell cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe is spelled C-A-N-T-A-L-O-U-P-E.
Good job.
Echo loves to play music and knows a lot of songs, and they always sound great.
Alexa, play my dance mix.
The playlist dance.
Turn. Alexa, stop.
Alexa, define annoying.
The term annoying means one, causing irritation or annoyance. Example, my brother.
And with the companion app, you can access Echo from anywhere. Everything Echo can do, it's really become part of the family.
To experience Echo, go to amazon.com/Echo.
That is that is like sort of an advertisement for the product.
If you ask it to play music, does it play from your own,
Play from the internet, and I'll show that to you. I just wanted to introduce you to what it does right now. Get back to the presentation now. Uh, Okay, so, and, Stephanie, I did see you raise your hand. Alex is gonna connect to you and ask, unless you want to put yourself on, unmute and ask the question. I didn't, get a chance to do that. But, anyways, so that's what Alexa does in practice. Now, specifically, so we can get some, activity with the actual unit, is, it can significantly enhance our lives by offering a range of functionalities. Setting reminders, as we saw in the video, making calls, which we didn't see in the video, but we can do that if it's running on a phone, because you can say, so-and-so, call Bob. And if Bob is in your contact list, it'll call, and you just talk. Playing music, audiobooks, accessing information from the internet or from your personal, repository. And you can even act as an emergency contact. You can say, I had problems, and it'll call someone for you with after a little bit of programming. And you're teaching something. It seems very scary when you're talking to an inanimate object, but again, it's only doing what you're asking it to do. All through simple voice commands. So there's no coding, there's no, typing, there's just talking. Now, the neat thing, in addition to the general things, you have reminders and organization. Medication reminders. Alexa can set reminders to take medication at specific times. What you want to do is initially you have to tell it what times you need to do it, but then it can remind you. It's 8 o'clock, did you take your lisinopril? Something like that. I don't use it like that, but I do have a little thing in my phone that just tells me, did you take your medicine? Because I have a whole slew of medicine to take. Appointment reminders, seniors, because I'm trying to key it in on what we can all use. We can set reminders for doctor's appointments, family visits, or other important events. It's sort of like an audible calendar after you just set it all up and very easily set up. Shopping lists. You saw on the video that someone said add such and such to the shopping list, and then it confirms that it's added. And then when you're at the store, you just go, so-and-so, what's my shopping list? And it'll just step you right through it and talk to you. The routines in quotes is you can create routines that combine multiple actions such as setting an alarm, turning on lights, and playing music. The turning on light aspect, now Amazon was thinking about the business side of things, that they realize that if people can hear it, units can hear it, because everything hears these days in technology. So if you have a smart bulb, for instance, you say, so-and-so, turn on living room lights. That will hear it, and then it'll go through Alexa and say, okay, I'm turning on the living room lights, and all of a sudden you see the lights dim in the living room. And it works. I mean, my sister-in-law had her whole house set up. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is scary. And you have to watch what you say, because if you say that person's name and say something, it'll respond. But again, that name, I don't have anybody in my family named that name. So that's a good, but I think you can even change it. I've never done that. But it's cool when you have to buy those smart devices, which aren't any that much more expensive than the other ones. But it's just an added feature that is something to consider. Now, in addition, entertainment and information, music and audiobooks. Seniors can easily play their favorite music, podcasts, and audiobooks with voice commands, their favorite or anything on the internet. News and weather updates. Alexa can provide seniors with the latest news and weather information. And I'll show you this through my voice, and I'll have each one of you call it up and ask the question that you have. Now, it won't tell you who's gonna win the 2025 World Series. It's not like, what is IBM stock gonna do today? It can't tell you that. It only can do what it did yesterday, which it will tell you. And then you can make determinations like that. So, games and puzzles, you can offer a variety of interactive games and puzzles that can provide mental stimulation and entertainment. Now, those are found on the internet, but there's a whole slew of things that Alexa has streamlined, so it heard its name, to be able to interact. And then the information access, which I use a lot, like if you want to know about the weather or anything that is commonly known, you know, it'll do good things like that. Now, just, the other benefits, smart home control, like touched on, the intercom system. There are other Alexa devices that can be used as intercom system to communicate with other family members in the house. Yes,
I wanted to ask, do you have to have, for example, a Spotify subscription to have it put on a particular piece of music? Or is it anything that's on the internet
Well,
you can access?
I don't have a Spotify account, but what we're gonna do is that'll be very beneficial for not having a Spotify account, because I'm going to ask it to do
Yes.
something.
Okay,
And then
great.
you'll see.
Yep.
And I even stumbled on it because, well, you'll see how I stumbled on it, because I was testing my remote speaker, which is right here. I'll explain the whole details.
Thanks.
But the intercom system would be basically connecting Alexa to Alexa. So you'd have
Yeah.
you'd have one in the other room say, so-and-so, talk to living room Alexa and say this, or something like that, or say, find Bobby in the house. And it knows which Alexa, which one to go to. I mean, it's scary, but if you get around it and put like stipulations on it, it is really powerful. Okay, so this is another video. It might be a repeat of the different details that we just went over, but it gives you a good idea of what it can do specifically for us. Now, can you hear this when I play it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. So we just play this one again. I'm hoping that. Maybe should be coming up. This is not Alexa's problem. Right. Apologize for that. It seems like it's the internet is. Okay, this isn't working the way I want it to work right now for some reason, but I'm gonna try. Supposed to go right to a video. So- Well, I'm gonna not waste the time this point. Unfortunately, I lost Stephanie too, and so I have to call her back up. But again, technology sometimes falters us. But it's always, traceable and fixable over time to try to figure it out, better experiences going forward. So, okay, so let me just go to the next slide, which I think might be the last one. If not this one being, okay, that was the last slide. So, now you brought up some very good questions about all these things. And I'll stop the share. And just we'll have the screen up. And now I'll show you the actual unit, which is, I'll explain what this is again. This is an external speaker, which I connected my tablet to. So the speaker comes, anything that comes out of anything that is emitted from the tablet will come out of the speaker, which I can make really loud and carry around the room. Very helpful. This is a Bluetooth device. You can buy these at the store. It's not part of this product. It's part of just computer technology. So maybe a show of hands, whoever's seen or used the tablet. Okay, good, okay. Very similar, it's a bigger version of a cell phone. But tablets largely don't have cellular service connected. You can get cellular service kicked in, but again, that's an added cost and it's a monthly charge. But most people just use their tablets to connect to an available Wi-Fi and do everything a computer can do. So I will first type in my little code. And then this is just the normal tablet that does certain things. But if I say, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 12:55 p.m.
Okay, good. So I'll just make it big. And then I'll say, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 12:55 p.m.
So it sort of knew that it already asked me. So it's just, it's pretty nice. Thank you, Alexa. That won't work. Alexa, thank you.
Absolutely. Happy to help.
Okay, so you can see how personable it is. And also, it's interacting like that. Now, we'll try something else. We will try Alexa, when are the Red Sox playing?
Here's something I found on the web. According to SeatGeek.com, Red Sox spring training will start on Friday, February 21st and conclude Tuesday, March 24th.
Okay, so you can see that it wasn't exactly what I wanted. I want to find out when they are playing today. But if I say something like it make it more exact. Alexa, do the Red Sox have a game today?
Today, the Boston Red Sox will play the Philadelphia Phillies at Jet Blue Park at Fenway South. First pitch is this afternoon at 1:05 p.m.
Alexa, thank you.
You're very, very also there.
So it really knows what it's doing. Now, trying to think of something else I can just, this is what I wanted to show you. Asking about the music. I like the rock group Bon Jovi. Alexa, play Bon Jovi.
Shuffling Bon Jovi and similar artists on Amazon Music.
So, this is Bon Jovi playing. Alexa, stop. That just stops the music. But what it asked when I was testing it before was, do you want to buy an album? Because I don't have the playlist, so I don't have Spotify. So I'd say, it's picking up from its own Amazon repository, but I happen to have an Amazon account, so it's going to give me everything for free. But if I wanted to buy an album, that would go for a different thing. They're trying to sell it to me. And they say, do you want to buy the album? And I say, Alexa, no. And then they just say, okay, here's the music. So maybe we can just try some basic things that you know the answer to, and just ask the question and see what it says. You just have to start with the name. Hey, anybody have anything to say? Ask, okay?
Alexa, what devices can we use within our household? Can we use Apple phones, laptops, and iPads at the same time?
It's,
From apple.com. It is okay to share an Apple ID among devices used by one person, such as an iPhone, an iPad, and a Mac. In fact, it is a very useful thing to do.
okay, so what it did, it tried its best. So if you make it shorter, you maybe ask what devices one needs to connect to Alexa. Just-
But essentially, within our household.
Yes.
I have a laptop, she's
Yeah.
got a iPad,
Right,
we got some Apple phones.
right.
Will they all communicate with the girl?
Yes. I think that what it's gonna answer, but we'll ask the question, is that it's an app that you can get and put on each one of those computers. And then wherever your computer is, it'll be its own standalone thing, but they'll talk to each other over time.
Okay.
And it's all free, but again, there's always a connection to them wanting to sell you something else. But to your point, if you say, Alexa, what household devices can I run?
Alexa can control a variety of smart home devices, including lights, cameras, and plugs, turning your house into a smart home.
So that's, okay. Alexa, can you connect computers?
Please unlock your device.
Oh, Alexa, can you control computers?
To connect your computer, download the Alexa app for your Windows, PC, or Mac. You may also go to alexa.amazon.com. You can then access your music and audiobooks, control your smart home devices, and talk to me wherever you have your computer.
So, talking to computer, I think I had a misunderstanding in my understanding, because it won't talk to computers, it'll talk to other apps and let you do things. But the neat thing about this was that it did it textually. So you can talk to it and it'll, I mean, even if you have the speaker up, if you have the library, it'll still communicate with you. And what we can do as a part of this, we can download the Alexa app and just play around with it on your own individual phone. Now, trying to think of other things. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna bring up, oh, Alex is on right now, which is good. What I can do, there are websites out there. Oh, let's ask that, Alexa. Alexa? Wait, the mic, Alexa? Please give me a list of commands that I can use.
From scribe.com. Some of the most frequently used commands described include dear, copy, del, format, chkdsk, type, more, edit, date, time, ren, attrib, and copy.
Now, I know what those are. It did not answer my question, because I didn't state it correctly. Those are DOS commands. Those are commands that people use on a computer. And I didn't recognize that. So that didn't make sense to me. Alexa, please give me some commands to use.
I have a lot to offer. I can help with games, relaxation, education, and more. Which would you like to explore?
Alexa, games.
Sure, games. Would you like to give categories game a try? Or you can ask for more options.
Alexa, categories, please.
I excel in adventure games, animal games, choose your own story games, classic games, echo button games, and more. Which would you like to explore?
Alexa, animal category games.
Sure, games. I can help with educational games,
Okay.
family games, fun games, and more. Which would you like to explore?
Alexa, family games. Alexa, family games.
Alexa doesn't have a family, so
Yeah.
she doesn't know what that is.
Alexa, family games. Okay, yeah. Alexa. Alexa, games. Okay, so this is, so this, again, technology, sometimes, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 1:04 p.m.
Alexa, games. Oh, you know what? Because the internet's slow. That's why. It's okay. Alexa, play classical.
The station, Ultimate Classical, on Amazon Music.
So, okay, so what it was doing when I asked games, it was doing an internet search, and that takes time. It just doesn't know the answer. So that's, I'll just assume that this is what I always ask my dog when I leave for the day. You know, play classical. Alexa, stop. And then Alexa, play rock. Alexa, stop. Alexa, shopping list.
Your shopping list is empty. Try saying, Alexa, add eggs to my shopping list.
Alexa, add Cheerios to my shopping list.
Cheerios added to your shopping list. You can find it in your Alexa app.
Okay, so you can bring your Alexa app with you in the store, or Alexa, shopping list.
There's one item on your shopping list. Here it is.
Alexa, shopping list.
There's one item on your shopping list. Here it is.
Okay, so there you go. So it's interacting both textually and vocally. So again, this is, you're basically talking to the phone and looking at it at the same time.
Can you just add her name as an app on your phone, or do you have to buy this? piece of
No,
equipment?
that's what we're gonna do. If you have your smart devices here, we'll go to the Google Store or the Apple Play Store to enter it. And then we can play around with it. Just an app. It's all free. So this is, just to let you know, I'm holding this tablet because it's from Amazon. It was built in. My kids gave it to me for Christmas. And, this unit is a physical piece of hardware that has it built in. It has a microphone and a speaker. And you can buy one of these. It's not that expensive. It's an internet-based device, wirelessly connected, so you can put it on your mantle and just like walk in the thing like, you know, Alexa, what's the weather?
Currently, in East Ham, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 56 degrees and a low of 41 degrees.
What's the name of that device?
This is called an Echo. Alexa, tell me about Echoes. Now maybe.
Amazon Echo is a brand of smart speakers that you control with your voice. Echo devices connect to me, Alexa, and I can help play music, answer questions, and more.
John, I'm still confused as to the difference between Alexa and Echo.
Oh, okay. Okay, Echo is this physical piece of unit. It's just a name for this piece of hardware.
Okay.
Echo is built in. This is a smart speaker. Let me give you a little bit more development here. This is a speaker, but it's just a speaker. It has a microphone, so it connects via something called Bluetooth, which is a connection that's automatic to the device it's married to. If you have headphones that are wireless, they usually connect via Bluetooth. Those are wireless speakers. This is a wireless speaker, but it's also smart. So if I turn this one on, it would be, I could talk to this and it would answer. The one thing I don't know definitively is that we were trying to get the Echoes to talk to each other. And that's what we were trying right before the presentation. We didn't do it. So I have not yet, I'm looking at Alex, because I did not know, I could turn off my Alexa and then we can watch this do its same thing. It's just another Alexa. It's not right now. Right now it's saying, Amazon Music 30-day free trial. So it's trying to get me to buy something, which I don't want to buy because I already have it. But does that make sense that this is the Alexa app, but you don't need a computer to run this. You just basically can buy this. Okay, wait, Alexa, price on the Echo.
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. You can. Alexa, how much is an Echo?
Please unlock your device.
So this wouldn't need me to do that. But
One moment.
it's
Showing results for Echo.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
first one is Amazon Echo Bud's newest model, true wireless Bluetooth 5.2 earbuds with Alexa. It's $49.99.
Okay. Well, I think it's new, but it's $49. It's Echo Bud's newest model. So what that does for you, it's the hockey puck, but all the answers go to your ears. It doesn't go for everybody to hear. So you can talk to it and it will come right to you. People will think you're crazy if you're talking like. But. But it lists the other ones here too. And it takes a little time to get used to it, but this says the Amazon Echo Pop newest model or small name of device speaker, $39.99. Basically, it's a little speaker, similar to this size, but it has Alexa built in. But the app, if you have a phone, you could ask, let's ask, like if you're in the car, if you're internet connected, and you want to go something like, Alexa, directions to the library.
Currently, traffic to East Ham Public Library at 190 Samoset Road looks good. The fastest route takes about 5 minutes via Nauset Road and US 6.
And that, what it's basically doing is invoking another app that I have with Maps, and it'll give me directions. But again, it's just another tool, and it works, and you just have to get used to its answers and talking to it in the way it wants to be listening. That's 5 minutes. But again, this would work on my cell phone too. Now, I will tell you that it's a great tool, but it's new, meaning that there's a lot of versatility in a normal phone already. And I'm not here to advertise it, I'm just saying it could be very helpful. It could be overwhelming too. And I'll tell you where it was overwhelming with my wife. It was scary, but I'll just let you notice that if it's on in the mantle, you'll forget it's there. And sometimes it makes noise just because it wants to remind you, but it makes noise that you've never heard before. If you forget it, you're like, what is that noise? And you'll never say the person's name and say, Alexa, what is that name? What is that sound? And it was scaring. I turned it off because she wasn't technically adept or technically interested. And it was like, what is that noise? Because he kept on doing it. And I'm like, that's what it is. I figured it out because I saw the light go. And it's not trying to be mean. It's not trying to be, it's just trying to say I'm here. It's like music. It was just very eerie. But again, if you remember it's there and you get used to using it, you'll know it's there, and that's the first thing you check. Again, that was just our experience. I have the little puck. But since then, I loaded the app on my tablet, my kids, unfortunately, my wife and I are divorced, but my kids gave me this because they know I like it. So I can like go home and like, my dog, you know, Daisy likes classical, so I say, Alexa, play classical. And then I'll go, Alexa, play classical. It'll just kick in the,
The station, Ultimate Classical, on Amazon Music.
so. Now it's gonna start playing another. Um, Alexa, stop. There any other questions to ask Alexa that you might wanna, you know?
You
Sure,
mentioned something about using Siri in
Oh,
the
yes.
same way.
yes,
So I have no desire to have a piece of equipment like
Okay.
that, but I do have Siri on
Good.
my phone.
Siri works the same exact way. Instead of Alexa, you would say Siri, and then ask the same question.
And Siri has the same
Amazon
capacity,
on your device.
Yes.
the
Is that-
same search capacity.
Yes,
And in terms of, you said to be connected to the internet. While I'm driving my car, I know how to ask
There's
Siri.
nothing for me to repeat.
While I'm driving in my car, I know how to ask Siri to
Yes.
call somebody on my phone.
yes,
But can I just ask Siri, whatever,
yeah.
you know, who's the doctor, who's the specialist at Cape Cod Hospital in heart disease?
Okay, I believe, yes, I do not know Siri because I don't have an Apple device, I just know Alexa. But I'm almost guaranteeing you that'll be the same thing because it's a competitive thing. And you can easily try it, because when you're driving in your car, your phone is on the internet.
It is,
It is,
okay,
through the cellular service, that's why you can make phone calls.
okay,
And that's why, right now, this is on the internet, but by the benefit of the Council on Aging.
right,
Because it has a Wi-Fi device that I connected to. If I'm in the car, this won't work. My phone will work, because it's connected via cellular towers. Cellular towers allows you to make connections. That's why you can go virtually anywhere and get an internet connection, make calls, do a Google search, watch a video, do all that stuff. And Alexa just makes that process, and Siri makes that process work that much easier.
so do I need to point to a particular app on my phone to get access to Siri?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you have an iPhone?
I do,
Okay, I think it comes up automatically.
as long as I say her name as opposed to that
Exactly,
name.
yes, and if you
Okay.
have it with you, we can try it. We can
Okay.
try to ask the same question. Okay, perfect. You just do whatever you say, just ask the time of day, just Siri what the time of day is.
Siri, what time is it?
Huh,
I know my friends say, hey Siri.
okay, try it. Just, hey, Google, to your question,
Right.
that's a similar thing. I did not know, it seemed to me that they would wanna do this. But Alexa, okay, obviously Alexa will answer with that. Okay, I'll do it while we're waiting for that. Alexa, tell me a joke.
What happens when the good witch gets a cold?
Alexa, what?
Her nose becomes, please unlock your device.
I guess I didn't have to respond. Alexa, joke. Oh. Alexa. Oh. Just went to the, wait. Just went to the speaker. Back to the connector. Alexa? Joke.
What should you arm wrestle T-Rex? He's a sore loser, and he will eat you.
So, You can try it again.
I thought I might try Audible. I have books,
Oh,
but it looks like I'm having
Oh.
difficulty access.
okay, let me tell you why, because the cellular service here is not good. I
Oh,
can tell you that.
okay,
And incidentally, if you're on the phone and you're going toward Nauset Light Beach, you'll disconnect because there's no cellular service out there. I mean, it's just as good as the far as,
right,
they just don't put a tower close to
Right.
Nauset Beach. But I'm gonna put you on our network.
okay.
Oh,
So
that's
what
good.
you're gonna do is go to settings,
Exactly.
Wi-Fi, and see
Exactly.
whatever, okay.
That's important to know, because if you're in the library and you don't have good reception, you can go to a public place and pick up their Wi-Fi for free. You just have to be ultra sensitive that you trust the Wi-Fi you're on, because like if you're in an airport, you do that, people are sitting there waiting for you to do that. And if your phone isn't protected, they're gonna go in and do things. And again, but I'm gonna do it for you.
So in that context, hotspots,
Yeah, I'll let you know about that too. Okay, are people, understanding what I'm talking about here about Wi-Fi? It's different than, this app that I'm talking about, but it's something that's very powerful for your phone, and other devices. So I'm gonna go join.
so do you go to secure or the?
Oh, you go COA, yes. No, not two
Yes,
point
say
four.
yes.
Guest is right. Other.
Is it all caps or?
No, it should just show up. Okay,
Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't.
Wi-Fi. Ask join networks. Should find it automatically. Yeah, let me just,
Oh, it's not letting it go. Oh, here we go, it came up.
yeah, good, because you just click on it. Yep, now it's gonna connect,
Yeah.
unsecured, yep. And I'll do the same thing.
So that's because it took so long because of the
It's
Wi-Fi
searching-
here.
Searching for the Wi-Fi here.
So then how do I find
No, you
zero
probably
from
put
there?
COA secure.
Oh,
You have to go to COA, yeah.
oh, so is there a Siri app on the
Well,
iPhone?
again, I don't know about Siri, obviously, I don't know anything about Siri, because I thought it was gonna be the same. But we can certainly investigate that, apart from this, I bet Alex knows something, because he's the Apple guy. But let me just, this is definitely an Apple.
There's no phone for me.
Okay,
Oh, here it is.
so,
It's not in the secure.
yeah, it's on security network, which isn't the end of the world.
Right.
Um,
Oh, COA dash dash.
yes. Um,
Oh.
So it's not to lose anybody in the group, I mean, this is not what has anything to do with Alexa. Basically, it's just something with the phone, but this is what we can do to get you set up for what you need to do at your home, for instance. I can come to your home and get you all set up to connect to your Wi-Fi. So when your phone is in range of the Wi-Fi, it will automatically connect, be faster, and it'll save your minutes. Now, when I say minutes, I have an unlimited data plan.
Most plans now.
Well, not everybody, because it's cheaper if you don't.
Right.
If you only use phone calls, you probably only want like 2 gig,
Yeah.
and that's like $9.99 a month. Mine's over $400. But I have my whole family's phone on it. You know, we do a lot of, so it pays for itself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of personality, and I can watch TV anywhere that my phone is. But most people just want to use their phone and do basic internet searches. But Alexa would work on that, but every time it has to go to the internet to find something, you're gonna be using the minutes and the data. So if you don't have an unlimited plan, it's gonna be using up your data, and you're not gonna have any, like, near the end of the month, or you have to buy more, so your phone calls wouldn't work. But whenever you're in a LAN area, if it's free, it connects to the easiest place. And it always remembers where you are, so you'll now, when you're here, it'll say, oh, I'm here, beep, beep, and it'll connect, so it behooves us to connect, and what we wanted to do is make sure we trust in that, here we go again.
Technology, which,
Um,
this seemed like a secure thing to do.
yes. Now, this is different than a laptop in that that is only Wi-Fi connected. The phones have all the versatility of being able to cellular connect. So it works in the car. My tablet, if I had the service, it would, I could talk like this like a phone. But
And if you had your tablet in the car,
yeah, okay. Okay, this is gonna be pretty cool.
I don't think it's that trouble.
No, this is important. Now, your cell phone is here, my cell phone is here. I'm connected here. I can do a mobile hotspot. Then this is really important, because all you guys can do the mobile hotspot. If you're on a network and you want a laptop to run,
Right.
yes, I can make my own little internet connection for other people to join. So the beauty of that is I just go to settings. I'll just show you. I have an Android. I go connections, and then I go to, mobile hotspot and tethering. And basically that allows me to be a hotspot. So I'll make my own network right here.
Right.
And which you'll come through me and go out to the internet. And that's helpful. It's,
So do you have to have that turned on?
yeah, you turn it on.
Personal hotspot and turn it on.
If you turn it on, then that becomes, people can connect to you if you have a password to your network. I do. So if you didn't have, okay, so we'll just try.
Yeah, how do you know when to turn it on and when not?
Well, if it's on for too long, it'll say, do you still wanna have it on? It'll prompt you to turn it on.
Okay.
But right now I turned it on, and now you'll see something called the Samsung. This is if you're like on the beach and someone has an internet connection and you need to get on the internet. And you say, you have to know and ask the right question, do you have a hotspot? And then they can connect to you, and then you can make your call or do whatever you need to do.
And so that's something that I don't have to go to Verizon and say,
No,
charge me for a hotspot.
no. Well, you could get your own hotspot, which is another device to that point. They make hotspots that are hardwired. So
Right,
you just turn it on, it automatically becomes a hotspot, but your phone does the same thing for free,
okay,
except for the data that you're using.
yeah,
So now everybody who connects to me, if you find me, I'm called the Samsung something or other on your phone. It's convoluted.
you need another arm.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see how confusing it is.
542-654.
542654. I won't remember
No, you don't. And I'm not worried about all this.
that. So,
You know where to find us anyway.
yeah, exactly. And I'm just trying to, again, meander around here to make sure I can, looking for settings in this. Other, come on, Johnny. Okay, suggestions, no?
It doesn't automatically pick up. I have to look for a Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm gonna get, Alex knows how to work these. Let me just get Alex if he's available. Oh, he's on the,
Find young person.
oh, he's on the, Alex, if you're here, if you hear me, come to the room, okay, bud? He should be coming, because unless he walked away from his computer, which he might have. But we all have limitations, and that's where the key thing is, that we're all in this together. I know I can figure it out given enough time, and I'll like muscle memory, I'll remember to do it the next time, but I just can't necessarily drop everything. But although Alex has that young mentality that he's curious about things and he'll figure things out. And as, I'm a big proponent of Alex, he was a finalist, a quarterfinalist in the state, robotic, competition. Nauset Regional did really well. And we're gonna have a demonstration. He's gonna bring his robot here. And basically it's a robot that goes on the ground. It's sort of like a remote control thing that he plays, but it does everything he's programmed it to do. It picks up little donuts and puts them over, goals. So it's pretty cool. And what they were doing is basically having competitions. There are a bunch of robots and everybody's trying to do the same thing, get as many orange, orange donuts, and they're fighting over the donuts, and they're blocking people, it's really, it's amazing, I watched it go, it's like, and he's like this, and they're on, and it's like a varsity sport for them. It's like, great. So, but he's gonna have a little demonstration, soon enough. Okay. So I'm gonna excuse myself for 2 seconds, see if I can get him in here. How many people have iPhones versus Androids? iPhone, Apple. Do you have?
You said Apple versus.
You have an Android, okay, I can talk to you, that's the only one I can talk to. So we can download the app too.
We have an iPhone. You have an iPhone? Yeah. A lot of people like. It's hard to find somebody. Some people use an iPhone. I got the airport. That's the day. That's the thing that lots of activity.
You start right here.
That's activity.
Okay, just, Alex is gonna
Now.
get you all
I
connected.
just got on the Wi-Fi.
Oh, the,
On or?
well, that's still off because it's not green. So if you go like that, you can turn it on, allow others to join. We're gonna,
I know how to do this.
well, I would say you want it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's off. I mean, you have unlimited data? You don't have unlimited. Well, no one would have connected to you today. You need a password connected to it. So we're gonna put it on your, Alex is gonna connect you to the COA guest, so when you're here, it'll automatically connect,
Okay.
so you won't use your data. And then we'll, step through, my mobile hotspot is already turned off, because no one's connected to it. But basically, matter of fact, while Alex is getting connected to the COA guest, he'll see mine momentarily, and he'll show it to you with the next phone he does, because it's gonna show up as like a viable network that you can connect. Okay. You see it? Yeah, Samsung Galaxy. This list, just like COA guest.
Yeah.
It shows up as Samsung guest, and then it's gonna prompt him for a password if he wants to connect, and it's Cape Cod 123. But again, this is only, I would have to tell you that if you're at like a beach that I have cellular service, and I have good cellular service, because I have AT&T, and that's the other thing, important thing. If you have Verizon, Verizon's great, but Verizon isn't, it's only as good as where you are, okay? AT&T happens to be very good at where I came from, and I didn't change it, and it's seemingly pretty good here, but Verizon's better than AT&T here.
Yeah.
T-Mobile, so it gets on top of Verizon, I think. They're all in cahoots, but it's all about who owns the cellular tower. So, but again, you don't want to,
Xfinity uses Verizon tower.
yeah, I think so, But Xfinity has a big old tower right by their business.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of cool, and yes, they share, I mean, I can hit that tower, but they always seeks out AT&T towers first, because I have preferential treatment. And that's where my DirecTV is a competitor to Xfinity, but I have DirecTV, but DirecTV is an AT&T thing that I'm able to watch TV anywhere I am. It just works.
Oh.
I do.
You know, just see which. Yeah, so I can. If you which, a channel that have my focus, so I can watch TV. And again, I can watch TV in the car, I can do watch videos, here, but I can do what other people can do. And you talk about people like eating a hamburger and getting connects, and you can watch a whole documentary, you can watch a whole basketball game while you're driving.
No.
But, of course, I don't do that, so when you see that blue truck, you know it's perfectly safe to pass me and wave to me. It's, so, we are, okay, yes.
I was here at a Echo when it first came out.
Oh,
Okay, but all of it was playing music for the first time up. So I had a daughter bring that down and she said, shut that off. Because everybody can get your business or whatever.
Well,
So I never played that.
I know. That is true. It's always listening,
Yeah,
but
so they think.
it's dangerous. I'm not gonna say it's not dangerous. I mean, because it's a connection to the outside world. But again, it's not it's not like a Trojan horse. Meaning, you remember, big stat, someone created that, put all their army men in there and pushed it. No one's trying to do something bad to you. So buying an Echo for itself is not a bad thing. It has to be a hacker, just like identity theft. And this is the biggest scary point. It happens. I can prevent it from happening by doing antivirus. You can combat things like an antibiotic if you get a virus, you know, but it's not, someone's not like searching you up. The minute you turn it on, you're gonna be infiltrated. I guess.
It was playing music.
Well, I bet you could say something else to it. I mean, let me tell you something the list of things that you can,
But this was years ago.
yeah, but I bet it's been updated because it'll update automatically because it's connected to the network. It'll do
That's
good.
why I gave it away.
Oh, you gave it away. Well,
Because she's in here.
Yeah.
Shut that off. She said, don't you know what that's doing?
no, well, I know, see, but she's right, okay? I'm not trying to say that it doesn't happen, but I don't want you to have it be a reason not to do it, if you will.
It's like all of life.
It's all of life.
You have to weigh the risks in it.
Right, you can drive, someone can hit you. I mean, you might wanna alter not to be on Route 6 and go the back roads to it. I do that all the time. I don't trust
Scam
Route 6.
for my credit card, so I'm waiting for a new credit card, so.
Well, do you know how you got scammed?
Yes, I answered something on my cell phone.
Okay, so that's, and I'm not saying that you're a bad person at all, because it happens, but that's how it happens, so you just have
Al
to,
Rocco was on about 10 minutes talking, so I figured he must be, no, okay, so I asked one thing.
yeah,
Wait
okay,
for a credit
well,
card.
I got a message on my phone yesterday, a text, no less, allegedly from Chase, telling me that someone had used my credit card.
yeah,
So I looked at my credit card and I called up Chase and I said, is this happening? And they said, no,
okay,
because we don't do that. We
Right.
don't send text messages
yes,
to your phone to tell you. So it's that, you have to develop that, forgive me,
Yeah.
level of
I
paranoia.
got one from Capital One, which I do have,
yes,
and I woke up the night and saw it on there, and I was gonna respond, but I called, and yes, somebody had charged 3 things on my Capital One card,
Yeah,
unbeknownst to me, and I'm like, it's a guessing game, it is.
yeah,
well, the guessing game is it likely that the banking institution
Yeah.
will send you a text message
Yeah.
that says,
I'm like,
respond this way?
yeah.
right,
And if it
That's right.
says respond this way,
That's
call
the
them up.
scary, that's the
Yeah.
scary one, yeah.
If it says,
Yeah.
here, just click on this.
yeah, do not do that,
Do
unless
not
you
do
have,
that. Never do
if
that.
you electively call a number that you know works, they have no control over it.
Right.
I'll show you one,
I ordered something, when it came, it was the wrong thing, so I called the company, and they said you've been scammed. They're using you, I've had 80 calls already, it was some kind of medicine,
oh, but you got the product?
yeah, it was wrong, so I still have home, so should I send it back? Don't bother, they're gonna keep sending it you for a month, so I changed my whole credit card.
Oh, because they're gonna bill you for it?
Yes,
Oh. Okay. How did you order it initially?
on the cell phone.
But through the reputable site or from that link that you,
Yeah.
okay.
Otherwise,
See, they have control over
that.
I was gonna say that my phone is pretty intelligent. It had this thing called, I got a text from, the Massachusetts, Department of Transportation about tolls.
I've got.
Oh, yeah, I
Okay.
did.
Now, this says why this looks like spam. It's,
Yeah.
my phone is telling me, and I already know it's spam.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to show you, from my standpoint, or from the standpoint of, basically, it's saying, it says this, easy pass payment reminder.
Yeah.
Okay. Dear user, kind of weird, your Easy Pass account balance is insufficient or there are unpaid toll fees. Sounds good. Please complete the payment before the deadline to avoid affecting all spelled correctly with an A, normal use, or incurring additional fees. And it gives it a web page. And then I'm like, please complete the payment. Now, if you never traveled on the Mass Pike, you know that it's a spam. But if you're going back and forth, as I did, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, this, because I have my little button, they know me, and it does it a different way. So I happen to look on one of the telltale points is where it came from. This one came from a number +44 7919 186 008. That's an international number. So it can't be Massachusetts. So I just deleted and not respond. And you can go to the next step and call the toll place and say, listen, I just got this text, blah, 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 blah.
So what do we do with it? It's on my phone. I leave
I
my
would
phone
delete
with.
it. Oh, you got it too? Oh, look at that. You did. Yeah, okay, the way you delete it. You just
So
go
I
like
was
this.
just gonna delete it. I got that as I was
It
coming
says
in.
sender is not in your contact list, report junk.
Right. Mine did the
And
same.
again, maybe deleting from iPhone text. I know how to,
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know, I know how to do it on the Android, you can just help. Yeah, I could mess it up already. So what do? You pick the report junk, delete and report junk.
Yeah.
So again,
So what did you do? Press delete?
the, right at the bottom of the text.
Oh, yeah, it's not here.
That would be the, don't touch that for this one. But it's
Yeah.
valid.
It says report junk on it?
Yeah.
Or did it say report delete or?
It says this, report junk.
Oh, okay.
And I just clicked right here, where it says report junk.
Yeah, okay. We won't do that because that's somebody that wants to jump.
Yeah,
Great.
not.
My timing was good.
But, most of the time, I mean, texts are new ways of being scammed, but emails are probably the biggest way. Because they know, okay, here comes this question about people knowing what you're doing. If you're on the internet and you're surfing and you're doing things about the Red Sox, and they know that you're doing that. They don't know what you're doing with them, but they know you're interested in the Red Sox, or they know that you're interested in echoes. And so they'll say, oh, you're interested in echoes, try this, and all of a sudden you'll get an ad for trying this out. I'm like, oh, well, how did they know that? I'm like, well, this is pretty cool, click, click, click. And again, it's all trying to help you. But they're bad people.
But you know, on my home phone, it'll say spam. But
Yes,
But on the cell phone, it doesn't.
well, you might, the home phone,
Yeah, no, no.
a land-based line,
Yeah, you know.
and it says spam, where does it say spam?
Right on, the thing. Right on.
Oh, I see. Oh, I know why, because it's the number. It thinks it's a number. Yeah, because the cell phone probably doesn't know it, but it shows up as a number, as a phone number, not as the person's name, right? What, on your cell phone?
Yeah.
Because I'm suspect in saying wireless device, because sometimes it knows it's a telemarketer, because someone's already reported that number. So it shows up and says, it's spam, it's known to be spam, and it'll say telemarketer, and I just like send it away, I don't even answer it. But if you get a voicemail to that effect, I mean, they rarely leave voicemails. They're spams, they just dial, and what they're looking for in that case is a live body on the end of the phone line.
Right.
If it rings and rings and rings and nothing, if you answered it and say, stop calling me, they say, okay, that's nice. Guess what? Your number's live, I'm gonna sell your number to somebody else, and then you're gonna get more calls. The racket. But again, if you can use it, you can lasso or corral this technology to make it work. And again, I'm a full proponent behind that, because I think the benefits far outweigh the risks if you know what to look for. In an email, for instance, the best way to check out if an email is a scam is look to see who it's from. It's usually from an @yahoo.com account or something like that you don't know the person's name. The reason that is because The bad people are going into an email, someone clicks on it, it goes into your contact list, gathers up all their contacts and sends it out again, right behind the scenes. And then you get it because you're on their contact list or 3 people's contact lists from, and then you keep on going until, and that's where you have the email bots, they're called. They're like little robots. They know this is spam, this is spam. So that's why you have a junk folder. Have you ever been told, check your junk folder for an email that you're expecting? You have to check that because my junk folder is just, most everything goes to my junk folder. And I don't ever go to my junk folder until I'm like, where's my email? Check it, I'm like, okay, and then there it is. And then I mark that address as being good. And then it goes back to my inbox. Next time they send it to me, it'll remember it as such.
I get stuff in the junk folder every day, ever since that Equifax, the big breach in 2017.
Oh, yeah.
I never got anything,
Yeah.
once in a great while, something would come in, but ever since that breach, and then they didn't report it. It
Yeah.
happened like in July, and we didn't find out till like November.
Yeah.
All
that's-
Equifax, that was,
Yes,
and now I get probably 5 or 6 a day.
Yeah.
It's easy, you just go in and block them and delete them,
yeah, it's,
and every once in a while, there's something good in there. that you
Yeah.
want.
yeah,
But, it takes 2 seconds, but still, it's just annoying.
right,
And it happened because of that breach
yes,
from a credit,
yes, the credit
credit
bureau.
card. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I want this to be an encouraging conversation.
No, it's not.
No,
Sorry.
it's real.
Like,
It's-
at first I was like, why do we get these things all of a sudden? And then the news came and I was like, oh my God.
Well,
And it's, it's just, and one more thing I've got to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long, but it reminds me every day to be mad at that company.
I know. I have a service which I subscribe to. It costs money, but it's Norton 360.
Oh, right.
Okay, that's a service. McAfee's another one. But LifeLock is the key one. I
Oh,
love
right.
LifeLock because it searches for your security, social security number, your phone number, and keeps you sort of insulated.
Yeah.
So I could show up when it says data breach, 6 million social security numbers are out on the dark web. Dark web is a bad place. I don't even go there. I mean, I don't even know how to get there, but I don't want to go there, but people go there and get bad things. And that's where, but it tells me it's out there, and they can tell me, it's usually my email address. Your email is out there. Like, okay, I don't care. This is probably
Yeah. it's-
my email address, as long as they don't have my password, this is my email. But if they have like my password, that's the other thing, do people monitor their passwords and change them appropriately? Again, okay, well, I encourage you to do that, because that's something you can control, but again, it's not the end of the world, okay, that's fine, a nice little index card. My Norton, part of my Norton is that something I change it and it puts it up there, so I always have it no matter where I am. I don't need an index card.
Do you have the same password for each? Cause that's the other thing they
I know.
tell you not to do.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes they have different requirements, like,
Right.
Capital
Yeah.
letter,
Yeah.
lowercase,
Yeah.
special character and a number.
Character,
And it has to be over 8 characters. What I do, again, when I usually start with the same base, but it's an acronym for something my father always told me. Silver moon sailing, through the sky sailing. It's an acronym with, like a B would be an 8, because it looks like a B.
Yeah.
But there's
Oh,
no
I
B's in
see.
that. So, but I remember it.
Oh,
And then I put numbers at the end. I'm like, what number am I on with this one? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it changes there enough to, but I always remember the first part, and all I have to do is just, but but I have that Norton thing that tells me what is right, but anyways, and I would strongly encourage you to maintain your own devices and do things like, I would go to the library and log in to anything on your banking at your library. Because, again, knowing that the library is gonna be bad, and no one in this world is gonna be bad intentionally, because they'd have to go to that computer and figure things out, but it does track you in the history. You've probably done this when you do searches, you can go back. And people can do that if you just log into a public machine, you just say, who else was on this, what did they search for?
right.
And they can find out.
Now, I delete my history before I
Yeah.
log off of anything, whether
Exactly.
it's And is it really erased?
It is erased. It's erased,
It's erased right away,
but
just
someone,
sitting there.
nothing's
A
really ever
subpoena
erased.
could come in probably.
Yeah. I mean, just to let you know, when you delete something off a computer, it's still out there.
Still out
It's
there.
just like encrypted or it's harder to get to until you wipe the disk or you
Okay.
but again, for all intents and purposes, it's gone for the next person. If you trust your engagement and trust where you are. So like when you're sitting in an airport, I would sooner, if I wanted to get on my laptop that isn't, network connected, but I needed to type an email, because I don't want to type it with my finger. I used to do this with work all the time. I get my phone, I make it a hotspot. I trust my phone. I use cellular services and I can have my laptop connect to my phone and then I'm happily, safely doing it. And there's this other thing called VPN, which is virtual private networks, which is any internet connection, it encrypts it. Encrypting means it like puts a veil on it. So it looks like internet traffic, but no one can get through it because it's encrypted.
What's the relationship of VPN to, for example, LifeLock?
LifeLock is like a big database of all your stuff. VPN it's sort of like, I'll say like, if you have a teenage son who has a very fast car, okay? And he has a brand new Dodge Charger that can go 120 miles an hour, but I don't want you to go to 120 miles an hour. So I will put a governor on
Yeah,
to make it only go 60. Even if it will not go over 60. A VPN will do that. It'll mask your message. So it'll encrypt it.
so you need both?
No, well, VPN you don't need both. VPN, you can probably get, I don't know, the easiest way to get VPN, but I know my Norton has it. It basically, it takes your internet connection and puts a little, veil on it. So whatever you do, no one can see. But LifeLock will tell you what's out there from someone could
So
have,
they're parallel apps, if it were?
they do different things.
Right.
LifeLock will basically be a database that your number is residing in. VPN will prevent you from creating that hole, if you will, if that makes any sense. Because they can get your email address many different ways. If a company has a data leak, they have your email address.
Right.
And they probably have your password, like, TD Bank. And that's why, again, with my phone, I do this biometric thing. I go to my bank and I have a password, but I always use I go here and it says authentication required, verify my identity. That gets me in, because my thumb gets me in. So you couldn't get to my bank account. You can see it as much as they let you, but it's called double, what is it called?
Secondary
Secondary,
verification,
yes.
yeah.
Sometimes it texts you. Yeah. So it's texting, like if I could, as opposed to my thumb, it said, I'll text the number that I have on file. So if you're not
That
me, you
gives
don't
you
have
a
my
code to
phone,
put in.
code, then you put it in, it says, okay, it's you, now we'll make the marriage.
VPN is a virtual proxy network, so it takes your IP address and changes it to somewhere else.
Yeah.
So your IP address right now, since you're connected to the COA network, it would show that you're in Northeast.
Yes.
A VPN would change that, so like a big city or something. So it makes it harder to track you across different websites.
Yeah, and that's I always thought it was private. I always thought it was virtual private network. You say proxy.
Proxy.
And proxy, yeah, well, the interesting thing that he brought up is that it's called an IP address, internet protocol. There's no this is kind of a weird thing to do. There's no repeat internet address in the whole world. Now, we're on the same network. This has an IP address that sends out, but you're connected to this IP address on a subnet, and there are subnets to that, subnets to that. So it's so masked, but they know you're here. It's coming from this place. I think I'm explaining that correctly,
Yeah.
right?
So like a website could see like where you are. If you visited a website, it could see that you were in Northeast Ham, but it couldn't get much more than that. because they're not a GPS information, a VPN would hide that information. And, I don't think it's really necessary
No,
unless you're doing stuff that you really don't want to be out there. Or if you're doing something that might not be allowed in the state you're in, and then make it look like you're in a different state.
yeah, like gamble,
Okay,
you could gamble
like gambling,
in
or,
Connecticut
yeah,
from here, but
yeah.
that's, I think figure that out. Yeah,
In my opinion.
yeah, it's an extra added veil of. So LifeLock, again, I like, it's a service that you have to pay for, but it does help.
That's true of any of them. If you get Mac,
Yeah.
you have to pay for that, and if LifeLock, you have to pay for that, and
Yeah,
whatever the other ones are.
What
well,
about malware bites?
that's a free one, that's
That's a
great,
big one. I
it
mean,
is free,
you can upgrade to
Yeah.
paying for it, and
and it's free is what
you can run it every day.
you can, and it'll catch certain things,
It'll update,
it'll update.
it scans everything.
It scans everything, but it scans from a set database. It's not doing your you could get infected by something if you don't have their service, because they're not looking at your internet traffic.
Oh,
They're looking at your files.
okay, right,
Have you been
right,
infected? So they'll scan the
right.
whole hard
Looking
drive,
to see if
I'm
I-
all set.
yeah.
But if you go to a bad place and then go back out, the damage could have been done because it could be memory irresident.
Will
Meaning,
it pick that up though? Will it?
now if you buy
If
it,
it's on my, if it's on.
I bet it would,
Yeah.
but malware freeware is only gonna do the hard drive the
Okay,
files. Again, it's good, it uses the same database,
yeah,
but it's like, I get monitored every single time I go on, so
Right,
it would say, John, this is bad. I know it's bad quickly, because it sort of like, it puts me between the bad place and the internet, so I pay for it. And again, it's not necessary, I just do so many things,
right,
I think the best advice I can give to you on that part is to simply be ultra conscious, just like you lock your doors at night. I mean, you can leave your doors open, and no one would break in until they break in. And then you learn to lock your doors, I mean, but again, I don't think anybody is searching out for us. They're basically having a net to see who they can get.
okay.
Unless you're, like, if you're a lottery winner, they'd be searching out for you. And that'd be scary to me.
Yeah,
That's why, but
yeah.
I would like to win the lottery.
Anonymous.
But it's all, yes. It's all relative. I'm gonna just stop the recording now. The recording has heard everything we've said, so, which is fine.